Sebastian Martinez, MMA unit, here with Marcin Bandel, who faces Maribek Taisumov at UFC Fight Night Stockholm Saturday. What do you think of my pronunciation?
You make this really good. I teach him since 3 minutes ago, and you make this well.
All right, well, thank you. Now, your nickname, Bomba.
Yes.
Well, what does that mean? Where does that come from?
Bomba mean the bomb, you know? And it's from some cartoons, some character from cartoon, really stupid one, crazy. From power, what I have, I cannot say about myself I have power, but people around me, they told this. And third is about, in the past, I like bodybuilding, all this stuff, and I take a lot of nutrition, all this stuff, and they say, if I eat so much, I will the bomb, explode, you know?
Okay. Now, so you're finally making a UFC debut, something I'm sure you've been looking forward to for a long time. How does it feel to finally get to the biggest organization in the world?
Man, it's amazing feeling. You cannot compare to anything. I don't even expect something like that. UFC care about actually all food. They take you from airport, all the stuff. And it's like dream come true, you know? Yeah. And really, when I'm already here, I want more to stay in UFC, to keep UFC. Because I see it's I think just one professional event in the world, really professional. I feel like VIP, you know.
Well, obviously you've made it here, so you are in a sense a bit of a VIP fighter compared to others. Now, looking at it, correct me if I'm wrong, but almost half of your wins are by heel hook in the first round. 5 or 6 or 4 or 5?
I don't know how much, but something like this. 12 by submission, and in this maybe 5, maybe you have right, I don't even know.
All right, well, in that case we're both on the same level when it comes to how many, but either way, that seems to be a pretty submission you're very good at. Is that something you train specially, or are you just naturally good at it?
You know, I train a lot, nearly every day jiu-jitsu, but it's more like feeling. I think it's more better guy than me in Poland on the ground, but my ground is good enough for MMA. I think, you know, I have some background from the streets. Like in Poland, you have to fight on the streets sometimes.
I've seen videos on YouTube.
Yes, you know what I mean. And I think it's maybe not so good, but good background. I have no scare. I can get hits on my face. And it's, I think, important when you are on the ground, because a lot of guys are really good on the ground, but they play some crazy game. They get hit on the face, and personality, I don't have any problem with that.
Now, your opponent, Maribek Taisumov, considering you have so many submissions, would you say that the plan is to try to take him down and submit him?
Of course, it will be nice. I know he don't want this. For me, you know, it's not important how important it's win this fight. It's first my fight. I feel really excited, and no important how, I just want to win. If I can submit him, perfect. But if I have to box with him, no problem, I will.
And he's had 2 fights in the UFC now, and I was wondering, have you seen those fights? And if so, what do you think about his performance?
Yes, I saw both the fight. I mean, we have a lot of friends. A lot of my friends train with him in the past, so I know a lot about him. And he's friendly personality, he's friendly, nice guy. Yeah. And fighter, he's tough fighter. He's from Chechnya. All Chechnya or East European are tough. He has good stand-up. I think good offensive wrestling, not so good defensive, and not so good ground. So I think, it's good opponent for me. So I take this fight because I see my chance, and already being UFC, it's big proud for me.
Yeah, that was almost my next question. Yeah, like I said, he's got 2 fights and you're making your debut. It almost feels like a little bit, if you win, it's almost like you gain some of what he has with 2 fights in the UFC. Do you agree?
Exactly. He has more to lose than me. So it's not so big pressure. Of course, it's UFC. It's still some pressure, but 2-2, if I don't do this, it's okay. It's for example, some companies think, you know. But I'm sure I'm underdog at this fight, so it's not so big pressure. But I believe I can win. I feel good. I prepare hard as fuck, so will be good.
Now, the Polish MMA scene just seems to be exploding. I mean, you've got KSW, you've got MMA Attack, and you've got tons of Polish fighters coming into the UFC now.
Really a lot of fighters, but our mentality has to change, because we think we are not so good. Maybe you are really good in Poland, but when you go to Europe, man, I was in a lot of places, and I think we have one of the best MMA fighters in all the world. So I'm proud of this. I'm proud I'm from Poland. And I hope most of guys sign with UFC, and UFC I hope they go next year to Poland, and then they will see how we love MMA and how important is this for us.
When the UFC goes to a new market, how fast it sells out sometimes tells the UFC how big of a demand there is. For example, when the UFC came to Sweden for the first time, the tickets sold out in, I think, 3 hours. Less than that when they came to Ireland. If the UFC comes to Poland, how long do you think it'll take for tickets to sell out?
You know, it's really depend on how expensive they give us ticket. But I believe fast. Because now it's really step by step. They make really good commercials. Step by step, it's most popular. We have KSW. It's really big, but it's like really big for normal people. Like guys who are already in MMA, they know a lot about MMA. They're more excited about UFC. So I think it's enough. These guys, and even they have to rent some money, take from someone. I think they will, and I think like 20,000 people can be in some arena.
Be sure to tell the UFC that I'm going to come visit.
Yes, of course, and they won't make this in my hometown, like in Łódź, and it's maybe 5-10 kilometers from my home.
Oh yeah?
Awesome, for me, awesome.
Yeah.
Then I don't have to even sleep in a hotel. I can sleep in home.
Yeah, obviously sleeping in your own bed before a fight is probably preferable.
I think it can be really, really nice.
So now, you're more popular amongst the Polish fans. I think a lot of Swedish fans haven't really seen you before. Now, as you said, you're very good at submissions. But what do you think the Swedish fans should expect on Saturday?
I mean, like everywhere they expect tough, good fights. I think they like when fights don't go over the time. Yes, so like TKO or submissions. I hope I give you some of them. I mean, I knock him out or I submit him, of course. And I see for us in Poland, you are tough. All Scandinavian people are tough. I know all of you have some good jiu-jitsu game, so we like this. And in Europe, when my friends have some competition, every time they say, "Oh, I have a hard fight because I fight with a guy from, for example, Sweden or some Scandinavian guy." And I think your countries and my country are a little bit like the best on the ground in Europe, so we are close. And I think we like your country. About history, all this stuff, we don't like so many countries, but with Sweden, with all this stuff, we like your country. And
well, we had the same king at some point, didn't we?
Was something like that. I'm not sure because we have too many stuff in our history, so it's hard to remember. But still, we like these people. I know it's a lot of Polish people here. Even my uncle, he's a truck driver, and he drives more to Norway. But sometimes I believe he drives to Sweden too. And like I told you, we have good relationships. A lot of Polish people live here, and they will come. A lot of Polish people you will have at event at Saturday, and what people can expect. Like everywhere, like I told you, good fight, tough guys. I think the fight card is good. So this will be like okay. They spend money for this, and they will be not angry.
Well, I'm sure our fans are looking forward to seeing your debut here in the UFC. I know we are as well. This is Sebastian Villa Martinez, MMA Unit, here with Marcin Bandel, who fights Maribek Taisumov at UFC Fight Night Stockholm. Thank you very much. Dziękuję.